I was stunned to learn that the average time to a first contract is 465 days. Now, I emphasize this is after the employees have exercised their federal right to collectively bargain. 465 days. In half of cases, just about, it is over 2 years before there is any kind of an agreement at all. So let me just ask you, first of all, are you familiar with this issue? Are you concerned about it? Mr. Prouty, go ahead.
Thank you for the question, Senator. Yes, I'm obviously aware of it, and I'm concerned about it. As I've said publicly, the remedies available under the Act are somewhat limited. I'd invite the Congress to strengthen the Act, but we process cases as expeditiously as we can. We have a huge backlog, as you know.
The opportunity to enforce it. I'll do my best on my side of things here, but I think it's vitally important that we make real the guarantees that are already in federal law. Let me just ask you one other question here in my time remaining that's also related to Amazon. Let me show you another Amazon-related picture. This, I think, will be familiar to everybody in the room. We've got an Amazon truck. We've got an employee here who is wearing an Amazon-branded T-shirt and other logos, hat, carrying an Amazon package. Now, you might think that this person wearing all this Amazon gear, carrying the Amazon package, is an Amazon employee, but oh, lo and behold, she's not, according to the company, because the company runs a third-party organization, a delivery service provider that they also control and subcontract with for the purpose of avoiding having to pay this good person full wages, healthcare benefits, giving her the benefits of other rights that have been won in collective bargaining.
Have America's biggest corporations become too powerful? A heated Senate hearing is putting one of the world's largest companies directly in the spotlight. Amazon is facing serious criticism over allegations that it has delayed union negotiations for years and used contracting systems to avoid providing workers with the protections they deserve. During a tense exchange on Capitol Hill, Senator Josh Hawley challenged Labor Board nominees about whether federal law is doing enough to protect workers from corporate tactics that critics say undermine collective bargaining rights. What was revealed during this hearing has reignited a national debate about workers' rights, union power, and corporate accountability. Before we get started, make sure you like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more coverage of major political hearings and breaking developments from Washington.
Which is why I'm pleased that yesterday the House of Representatives passed legislation that I wrote and introduced on this side of the Capitol, along with my friend Senator Booker. Senator Marshall is a co-sponsor, a number of my colleagues on the other side of the dais. I called the Faster Labor Contracts Act, and it just tries to actualize the requirements that are already in federal law, namely that employers, once their employees have voted, as is their right, to unionize and collectively bargain, we put a shot clock on that bargaining process so we can get to a first contract. As I said, that legislation passed the House. It would be enforced if it were to pass the Senate, be signed by the President, enforced by the NLRB. Do you think that providing more of a framework, creating a framework for a first contract, putting a timeline, putting a shot clock on those negotiations, this bill also provides for arbitration, that parties can choose their arbiters and so forth, but if they can't reach a contract within a certain amount of time, then we get arbitrators to help them. Does that sound like the kind of thing that would help, again, give voice, make actual and real this right that employees already have under federal law? Go ahead, Mr. Prouty.
Senator, I've got to put on my hat of board member. It's not really appropriate for me to comment on legislation either way on what would improve the act. My job is to enforce the act as it stands.
But you would enforce it if it were passed?
I would.
Good. Mr. Macy?
Thank you, Senator. The same, I'm in a position that it would not be appropriate for me to comment on pending legislation, but to answer the next question, I anticipate is if it were passed, we would abide by the law.
Good, good. Well, I hope that you'll soon have the opportunity to enforce it. I'll do my best on my side of things here, but I think it's vitally important